Hello there guys, you're listening to Ebird Online and I'm back with another review. And so today once more we're going to be talking about Yazan and Brittany. And once again Yazan asks, "What I doing with you?" And we all answer, Allah only knows. So hopefully in this episode, Yazan will finally let Brittany know exactly what's happening with him and where he's coming from. Hopefully everything will become clear. Very quickly before we begin, please don't forget to press that red subscribe button and join the Ebird family. In addition to regular videos, I'll also be reviewing the next season of 90 Day Fiancé, and I think it starts in early December. So we have a little trailer from TLC and I'm going to be reviewing who the couples are, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to press the like button. Also, very quickly, I want to give you guys a chance to weigh in. I did a video last week, 90 Day Fiancé Worst Cheaters. And this is just part 1. I'm going to do a part 2. So guys, please drop in the comments which couple you think are the worst cheats, and I'll review all the answers, and your suggestions might just make the cut. So if you've yet to see my video from last week, Top Cheaters, I'm going to link it up here. So listen to my breakdown and let me know, who do you think I missed out? So without further ado, I give you Brittany and Yazan. So we reconvene with Brittany and Angela, and they're drinking at a bar, and if you remember, Brittany's more than just a little bit tipsy. And Brittany has just slurred to Yazan to ask that he comes and picks the girls up, and Yazan drives over from the other side of town in his customer-free taxi. Guys, I'm beginning to wonder if this taxi isn't a front for something else. Yazan never ever has any customers. Yazan's is the only taxi for which people get in and say, I'm just looking, I'll let you know if I want to go anywhere. Maybe Yazan gives prospective clients a bad vibe. Who knows? Angela tells us she can't wait to meet Yazan. And when Yazan turns up and Brittany sits in the back, and he realises immediately that she's drunk. He says he has to treat her like a young child, and he knows she's been drinking by the way she looks and by the smell. So they all get into his taxi and Yazan, communicative as ever, just drives off. Where are we going, they ask. We're going to my barbershop, he tells them. He starts to drive off and is staring at Brittany. He notices she's drunk and he notices she's flashing, and he tries to pull the lapels of her coat together. Yazan, concentrate on the road, said Brittany. Angela said, I second that. Concentrate on what you're doing. Oh, ladies, don't you know he's not used to having other people in the taxi with him? You're his first ever client. Try and cut him some slack. So they arrive at the barbershop and they go in. And I can see it's quite stylish and smart. There's 2 or 3 barbering stations. And what's this I spy? A sofa in the waiting area. So let's just rewind back a couple of weeks when Yazan told us I had nowhere to live. I had to go and live on the street. What prevented you from sleeping on this sofa for a couple of nights? That whole tale seems a little bit tall and more than just a tad fishy to me. Let's survey the facts. Yazan, you said you had to sleep on the streets for a couple of nights. Either you could have stayed at your barbershop and slept on that sofa rather than exposing yourself to the elements, or you had enough money to actually purchase the lease on that barbershop, in which case you would have used just a bit of it to go and get yourself a cheap hotel or motel for a couple of nights. I smell horse shit, I really do. And it really wouldn't surprise me if Yazan's pants actually just caught fire. So when they enter the barbershop, Brittany's quite rightly fairly impressed. And she says drunkenly, yeah, I really like it. Yazan, I want to cut your hair. Brittany, Yazan's hair looks perfect. It doesn't need cutting. She can be such a child sometimes. And so she puts a cape on him and she begins to cut, and he says, no, I don't want you to cut my hair. And rightly so. She's 3 sheets to the wind. Angela finds this all very strange. Brittany has spent the last 48 hours moaning about Yazan, and when he turns up, even though she's drunk, he doesn't moan at all. And they seem to be getting on quite well, and they also seem to be very tactile. Angela really doesn't know what to make of it all. But Angela says she hopes they can communicate better and discuss their problems. Brittany decides to bring some of their problems up, and Yazan said to Brittany, you know I still want to marry you. Brittany said nothing and looked at him totally blank-faced, and then she said, do you still want me to convert to Islam? And Yazan said quite cryptically, not right now, it's not necessary right away. But what about marriage? And Brittany said, I still want to marry you, but can we wait a year? And guys, Yazan said, yes, I'll wait for a year. I think that's quite a good idea. What? So you've gone from wanting to marry in the next few days and to rushing along her divorce to saying it's okay to marry in a year. And I gotta tell you, this took me aback. I find the whole thing quite strange. And Brittany said, so you're okay with me not converting? And Yazan said, yes, there's nothing in the Quran that says you can't marry a Christian, and there's nothing in the Quran that says you need to be a Muslim. And Brittany tells production, even though Yazan's saying this at the moment, she knows good and well that his family will pressure him, and then he'll go back to saying, convert to Islam immediately and we'll be married by sundown. She's not buying it, and the truth be told, neither am I. And Brittany further tells production that Yazan seems to have made the right steps, and she's quite happy that he has a business, in fact 2 businesses now. And Angela says, from what I see, he seems to be the exact opposite of what Brittany's previously told me. Yeah, the thing that you need to know about your friend Angela is that Brittany is a master of all exaggeration. But just to be completely fair, Yazan does tend to change his mind here and there, and at the drop of a hat. And Brittany confides in her friend Angela that seeing Yazan has stirred up a lot of emotions for her. Fact check, that's false. Brittany doesn't have any emotions. So next time we see this crappy couple, they're off for Yazan's big apartment reveal. I wonder if Brittany's going to like it, and I think I know the answer to that. Brittany's going on her own and she leaves Angela at the hotel. And Yazan tells us he wants to have a chat to Brittany. He's going to tell her all about his family and all of the problems he's been having since she's been away. And he's also going to tell Brittany that his father threatened to kill him. What? You haven't told her already? Guys, this is really puzzling me. Why, if you've had to move out and sleep on the streets and have a really hard time of things, have you not told your partner? Yazan, make it make sense. And so they go into the apartment. And as apartments go, it's okay. But Brittany isn't likely to get type 2 diabetes from this sugar daddy. And she looks around and she gives it a general seal of approval. I think it needs a bit of paint and maybe some new furnishings, but there are the raw elements there to work with, which is far more than can be said of their relationship. When they go into the bathroom, that's not the greatest, and Brittany notices there's water all over the floor. And Yazan said, yeah, we need to fix the shower, I've told the landlord to come fix it. And then he also tells her, I have a separate room for you to sleep in when you're here. Really, Yazan, do you? Where's that then? In a cupboard under the stairs? And this looks every bit like a 1-bedroom flat to me. And I think this dialogue is all performative. Literally for the cameras. I don't think there's another room. If there is, where is it? Why aren't we seeing it? We're seeing everything else. And Brittany's puzzled for a different reason. She tells producers that she finds this whole thing strange. She thought the whole separate room scenario came from Yazan's family, but now she's worrying that it came from him. And she tells him, but what about when I want to cuddle? He said, well, we can cuddle, but not until we're married. What? So not for a year, Yazan. And then Yazan asks her, do you want to stay here with me? And she said, I'm not really sure. I know, I'll stay in the hotel until you get the shower fixed. And Brittany tells us she can't stand a wet bathroom floor. Oh, Brittany, have you never heard of a mop? Honestly, I think I've heard it all now. But Yazan's got something he wants to talk to her about. And he says, Brittany, we can't wait 1 or 2 years for marriage. That's too long. She didn't say 1 or 2 years, she said 1, and you agreed. And he said, I cannot have a girlfriend. We must get married now. And here we go with the Yazan 1-2 switcheroo. He's changed his mind. He says he's thought about things since yesterday. And now he realises they must get married right away. No, he always knew. He wanted to look good in front of Angela. He's a giant-sized human flip-flop. And Brittany said, I'm glad you're finally being honest. Now tell me, do you want me to convert to Islam? And he said, no, that's fine. I don't mind about that. There's nothing in the Quran about not marrying a Christian. But I think, and I think Brittany knows as well, he's very likely to change his mind just as soon as they get married. And Brittany told production, I'm boiling. I'm absolutely outraged. But she says all of this in a completely emotion-free voice. Neither her voice nor her face ever show any human emotion. How can you be boiling or outraged, yet so calm and monotone? And then Yazan tells production that he can't possibly tell his family that she's not converting to Islam because of the honour killing. And he fears for his life, he thinks it's dangerous. He wants to tell Brittany everything that's happened, but he needs a translator to make sure she understands. Let's see, shall we? My dad says he wants to kill me and it's all because of you. I don't know, somehow I think it's pretty straightforward. But like I said last week, I think if you're really angling at murder, one tends not to reveal it to the world on an international TV show. And Yazan looked at Brittany and said, Brittany, I do want to be with you. Yazan, we don't doubt that, but under what circumstances? And that's where we leave this couple for this week. So what are my thoughts? Well, my thoughts are, as per usual, they've got very important things to discuss, but none of them are ever discussed. Brittany's asked him twice this week, do you want me to convert to being Muslim? And he said, I don't care for that now. Okay, you don't care for that now, or it's not important now. Will it ever become important? Do you want her to get married and then you're going to start pressurising her to convert? If it's a deal breaker, if Brittany won't convert, you got to say so now. And guys, let me know what you think. I think he's just going to get married to her first and then start working on her for the whole Islam conversion. Do you think it's step one of a two-step process? I do. Pop your thoughts down in comments below. But by the same token, Brittany, if you know that you never want to convert, again, you must say. We never ever know what Brittany's thinking, if anything. She gives off next to nothing in terms of facial expression and vocal tone. Perhaps she's had one Botox needle too many. But it never fails to amuse me that when she says, I'm boiling or I'm outraged, it's all in the same flat monotone voice. Exactly the same one that she uses for Yazan when she says, I love you. And I do feel very sorry for Yazan. Imagine what a loveless life you must have led to accept and believe in the love of Brittany. But the main thing I want to talk about is the fact that, allegedly, Yazan hasn't told Brittany anything about all the problems he's been having. So when he said he'd moved out of home, she just thinks he's been his own man and he's moved out, not he's got kicked out. She knows nothing of his father's death threats, nothing of him living in Cardboard City for a night or two, and nothing of the difficult path which they're going to have to tread should she decide to move to Jordan. And Yazan said, we need a translator to have this serious conversation about my father's threats. Yazan, why wait? Your English is fine. Don't you think she needs to know sooner rather than later? So guys, let me know what you think. Do you think this death threat is serious? I personally think it's just a way for his dad to control him or to try and scare him. But yeah, let me know what you think. And that's everything for this week. So guys, thank you so much for listening. Very quickly, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you've yet to do so, and I'll be back very soon with another review. And please don't forget to smash the like button if you've enjoyed the video. You've been listening to Ebird Online. Ciao for now.